Image right in UK football explained. In order to understand what image rights are, it's probably best to understand where they fit into the wider football industry. Unsurprisingly, clubs have traditionally paid its players solely for playing football. This relationship is evolving as commercial drivers push football into the entertainment and brand space. Clubs are looking for a variety of ways to monetize and grow their revenue base. As such, clubs are entering into a multitude of commercial partnerships whereby brands want to be associated with clubs and their high-profile players. Some Premier League clubs have in excess of 70 commercial partners, all seeking the right to use the image of high-profile players in their advertising. From a variety of commercial deals one, I have advice on a player's image can include a player's name, nicknames, likeness, image, photograph, signature, autograph, initial, statement, endorsement, physical details, voice, and other personal characteristics. The idea is that the above description include everything that may form part of that player's image for the players and or his club to then market accordingly. Although practically speaking there is no such thing as a specific image right, a club and or brand will be paying a player to endorse and promote a number of specific commercial deals. Players and their image right. In order to set up an image right company for a player, it must be clear that the individual has an image that has a value to sponsor. Once the image right is transferred to an image right company, the company will contract with the player's club and commercial partners. It may well be that any club deal limit a player's personal deal option, or even seek to share in revenues from personal deals in return for seeking to source individual deals for players. Once the company is established and the right transfer, if the player is transferred to another club, there will likely be an employment contract and image right agreement negotiation. From the outside, it is easy to presume that an agent might say to a club, "We want £5 million a year, £4 million a salary, and £1 million to the image right company." Based on my experience and dealing with agent and accountant, the deal isn't usually structured like that because the player's performance on the pitch will have a value whilst a spirit discussion regarding his image right may factor in analysis of how much income they can expect to generate for paying the player for those rights. Best practice seemed to be to finalize an image right deal and then begin the on-field salary negotiation. Club use image right. Under, for example, the standard Premier League employment contract that each Premier League player enters into with his club, certain provisions allow for a club to use a number of its players to promote the club's sponsor. It is, however, quite limited in scope. So if a club doesn't have a spirit image right agreement in place with its star players, it will be difficult to use. Say Harry Kane's image with the majority of the club's commercial partners because that is not generally permitted because that is not a player standard employment contract. And more importantly, the club's commercial partner will probably want to use Harry Kane image more than perhaps one of the first team squad players who will be less recognizable in other markets. So the reality is if sports want to use the image across a range of sponsorship opportunities, then it becomes pretty vital for the club to contract separately with the player through an image right deal to have control of those rights to endorse particular product and services, and if the player owns his image through a company, the club will need to contract with that company. How does this deals benefit club and players? Football players are taxed through HMRC pay as you earn scheme. This means tax is deducted at the time of payment by the club. Premier League and Football League players will pay 45% tax on earning over £150,000. If a club is making a payment to an image right company rather than a salary payment through the payee system, the player isn't paying taxes on the income at 45%, but rather is paying paying corporation tax of 20%. From a club's perspective, it doesn't have to pay employers' national insurance contribution at 13.8% on payment to the players' image right companies either. The national insurance saving for a Premier League club with 25 first-team players with a strong commercial program and a raft of commercial partners can be considerable. Thank you.